Together, me and you, we'll share life's journey. Together, we make it through. I will teach you right from wrong, be your friend all life long. We'll learn life's lessons. Together, me and you. In this life, we must lean on each other. There's so much good things we all can do together. We'll read a book, tell a story, share a poem, take a journey, only me and you.
I wanna be like you, I wanna be like you. I wanna say what you say and do what you do like you. I wanna be like you, I wanna be like you. I wanna say what you say and do what you do like you.
My name is Jimot Raymond Mejia. Good. This morning we have a story, and the story is about Lazy Larry. What time is it?
It's story time!
Okay, good. Larry was a baby in his family. He had 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters. His mother would give him little chores to do around the house. Pick up his things, put up his shoes, sometimes he even have to wash the dishes. But Larry would always complain and complain until one of his older siblings would be sent to finish what he had started. This was the cause of constant complaining in the house. The other children would always say how unfair it was for Larry to not finish his chores. Sometimes mother would agree, and other times she would say, just leave little Larry alone. He is the youngest one. The time will come when he will have to work. Although mother called him little Larry, all the other children called him Lazy Larry. The name struck so well that it followed him all the way to school. The kids at school soon found out that Larry was quite lazy. He didn't help when it was his group turn to clean the class. There was always some reason why he couldn't help. Sometimes, as the bell rang, he would say he had to go to the bathroom, and he would disappear for half an hour and come back with just enough time to put up a few chairs and pick up his bag to leave. Larry was just as lazy when it came to group work in school. He would do just enough to say he contributed to the project, and then it would be impossible to get him to do anything extra. Larry never paid much attention to what his classmates would say, but by the middle of the school year, he was facing a little problem at school. Nobody wanted to be a part of Larry's group or team, and the students on duty to clean the classroom would do their best to try and get him to work. It was a hot Wednesday evening after art and craft class, when there was paper, pens everywhere in the class, that Michael finally had enough of Larry's laziness. It was their group turn to clean the class. Larry was busy looking at the mess and picking up a perfect time to go to the bathroom. Michael noticed and motioned for the other 2 students on duty to follow him out the class, and they quickly hid in the bathroom and held the door shut so that Larry could not get in. This is where Mr. Cobb found him, as Larry was trying to figure where he could go and hide. Larry, aren't you on duty to clean the class? He asked. Well, yes sir, but I was just going to the bathroom, Larry answered, looking in the direction of the bathroom stalls. But the door is locked. I see. Well, you better hurry and do what you have to do in the class, and then head home, Mr. Cobb said as he started to guide the boy back to his class. When Larry got back to the door, he saw Maria and Angela with brooms in their hands, ready to start sweeping. He looked at them and turned to leave when Maria said, "Not today, Larry. You are the only boy here. Start moving the chairs so we can sweep." Larry looked at all the messy rows and took a deep breath. As he opened his mouth to speak, he heard Mr. Cobb behind him. "Come on, Larry. Don't be lazy. Get to work." Larry let out a big sigh and started to move towards the chairs at a snail pace. Mr. Cobb shook his head at the door, and the two girls stood watching Larry, their hands on their waists, as they waited for Larry to start moving chairs. "You know what, Larry? You remind me of my great-great-grandfather, Juan Cobb," Mr. Cobb said from the door. "Really, sir? I do? Why do you say that?" Larry asked. "He was a farmer of sort. He was the kind of farmer that never planted anything," Mr. Cobb said, laughing at the look of disbelief on the face of the children. "What kind of farmer was that?" asked Angela, who was starting to sweep her row. "Not a very good one," Mr. Cobb said, "but let's see if I can remember how he learned not to be lazy. My great-great-grandfather had inherited 5 acres of land to be his milker when he married my great-great-grandmother. As the story goes, he would wake up early every morning. His wife would wake up too and make him hot corn tortilla because he would tell her he was going to work on his milker. Sometimes he said he was going to chop and clear the land for planting. Sometimes he was going to clean around the trees he had planted, so every day he would set off. His wife would pack him a light lunch and then make sure he had a good supper when he came home. When he arrived at the milker, he would think to himself, "That was a long walk. I better take a rest before I start work." So he would sit under a tree and rest. Sometimes he would fall asleep. When he woke up, he would say, "Oh, the sun is too hot to work now. I better have lunch and then work when it is not so hot." So he would eat his lunch under the tree and wait. When the sun began to go down, he would get up and walk around the milker. He would start measuring the area and planning where to plant something. He would even cut a bit of the grass with his machete. But this didn't last very long. He would soon think, "Well, it's getting very late. I better go home before it's too late and come back tomorrow." So this is how it was. The day turned into weeks and weeks into months. Finally, his wife asked him when he would bring home food from the milker. She was tired of trading her chickens for corn and other food, and the other women were asking when her husband would bring in food from his milker. "Oh, Maria, you don't understand about these things. The plant takes time to grow," he said. "Really? How much time then?" she asked angrily, because this answer was not what she wanted to hear. "Well, I am not too sure how long, but I know they are not ready." Great-great-grandmother Maria threw her hand in the air, and as she was walking away, great-grandfather Juan hurriedly said, "Don't worry, this week is the time to plant corn. I will start to plant corn tomorrow, and we will soon have our own corn right here at home." That evening, he went out and got corn seeds, and the next morning set off early to plant. Maria was at home doing housework, but she kept thinking about Juan planting corn. Something didn't seem right. She counted the months on her fingers and looked at the calendar. And she realized that this could not be the time of year to plant corn. She was angry all over again. She quickly finished what she was doing and went to find Huang. When she arrived at the milpa, she found Huang fast asleep under the tree, the bag of corn seed at his side. At the moment, she had a very terrible idea. She went to a nearby ant's nest and scooped up a huge part of it, using a piece of wood she found nearby. She walked quickly over to her husband and sprinkled the ant's nest on top of him. He was sleeping so hard, he didn't even realize he wasn't alone. But when he felt the biting of the ants, he woke with a fright, jumping and shouting and running around in circles. It was indeed a funny sight, and Maria started to laugh at him. But the joke wasn't for very long. Juan was angry that she had done this to him. But as they talked, he quickly became ashamed that he had lied to her and was being lazy when she was working hard at home. From that day on, Huang promised to be a better husband and farmer and actually worked at his milpa. It took some time and lots of hard work, but the day came when Huang had rows and rows of corn and Kalalu, Shaya, Gipi, Japa planted on his land. And Maria could be proud that her husband could provide for his family. You know what else Huang learned? That people respect you when you do an honest day's work and are willing to help you when you are willing to work for what you want. By this time, Larry and the girls had finished cleaning the room. Larry looked around, proud of the work done. They all thanked Mr. Cobb for the story and went home. That night, as he was falling asleep, Larry decided he would have to try a bit harder to do his part at school and at home. After all, he didn't want to be called lazy all his life. Thus, the end of the story. And you know, if this pin didn't bend, this story would have been still going, you know. So, the story ends at this time.
Want to do like you. I wanna be like you. I wanna be like you. I wanna say what you say and do what you do like you.
You have heard the story this evening. Now, the point is now, what do we learn? What have we learned? Is first, we know that Larry tried to run and hide. Where and why?
I think he ran to the bathroom because he was too lazy to clean.
Don't lay over it.
He tried to run to the bathroom so he didn't do any work.
All right, good. That's number one, right? You have an understanding of it now. Number two, what did Huang do at the farm every day?
He slept in the tree every day, and then he ate his lunch, and when it was time to work, he said the sun was too hot.
Every day he would go by the farm to go sleep.
He slept and he eat. He would go to the farm and eat.
Good, beautiful. What did Maria do to Huang?
Miss Maria did to Juan. She found a piece of stick and dashed a pile of ants on her.
He put ants on him.
She saw a pile of ants and she dashed it on Juan.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Why did Larry decide to stop being lazy?
Larry changed his mind because of what Mr. Cobb told him about his great-great-grandfather. Larry decided to stop being lazy because he got tired of people calling him Lazy Larry and he wanted to help other people.
Because he didn't want to be called Lazy Larry.
Good, 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 good. What did you learn from the story?
You never be lazy. That you should not be lazy.
I learned that we should be helpful.
I should not be lazy and I should do my chores.
I'm here for you. Together, me and you will share life's journey. Together, we'll make it through. I will teach you right from wrong. Be your friend all life long. We'll learn life's lessons. Together, me and you. In this life, we must lean on each other. There's so much good things we all can do together. We'll read a book, tell a story, share a poem, take a journey, only